Hi, my name is Nam, and I'm here with Munch, and we're about to cook pho, not pho. So black cardamom. Star anise, I use around 4, and then cassia bark. So this one is my normal everyday chef's knife. This is, I actually got this tattooed on my arm, look. I do this myself, yeah, in the mirror. In the mirror. I got a guy to do this one, which is Unity, and he didn't finish the U because I was like, I can't take no more. It's too painful. Yam with Nam, so my name's Nam. In the Caribbean, they say Nyam, N-Y-A-M, which is like to eat. They'll say Nyam, come to Yam. My food journey started off learning about Jamaican food and the Jamaican culture. So it had a big impact on me at the time. So I do a little scoop or a handful, yeah. Coriander seeds and fennel seeds, I like both flavors, so I do pretty equal. Coriander, when people say they don't like it, oh, it tastes like soap to me. Oh, it's because I have this gland.
Yeah.
But
you don't believe that?
I don't believe it. I think your palate's not refined enough, for the coriander flavor. So this is also what people call a 5-spice mix. Something like this. My mum will make a 10-litre pot, and we'll be eating it for breakfast, lunch, dinner for a few days until it's finished.
Yeah.
You know what, yeah? This is a dish that people have for breakfast in Vietnam. It's not like this is only for dinner or only for lunch. But you tell someone here, oh, do you want a bowl of noodles? And it's breakfast time, they'll be like, what are you doing? If you're living in Vietnam, depending on your work, say you might be working in the fields or whatnot, a croissant and a coffee is not gonna take you through the day, is it? So you'll be hungry after half an hour. Oh gosh. All right, so when it comes to the boil, don't let it boil over, firstly. Now this is where we start. Everything is gonna go in now. I can put all my whole spices in just the way it is because they're easy to scoop out after. I've got a sieve here. I literally just lay it here. White or brown onion, and then you got ginger. So I know a lot of people say char, right? But this, look at my hand. You want to burn it. All this charred flavor or burnt flavor is gonna penetrate through to the sweetness. That's it there. So once you rinse it, that's gonna add more flavor. And your ginger as well. So I add a bit of sugar. And the main ingredient to season this is this bad boy. This is fish sauce. Add in now. As your chicken is poaching, that's gonna suck in all that flavor as well. Listen, some of the things we used to eat, I thought it was normal because I grew up in it. So things like chicken feet, for me, were very normal. But when I take it to school, that's when I was told that this is not normal. Oh man, the packed lunch that my mom used to give me in school was something that I used to get bullied for because kids are ruthless. The smell, what it looks like, all that kind of stuff. Because when kids don't understand something, they're gonna be very direct. They're not being rude in that way, but they're being very direct with what they're asking. Or like, oh, that smells, like what is that? Because they're not used to it. So imagine me bringing fish sauce into school and it spills in my bag and I'm walking around and they're all smelling that. Oh my gosh.
Did you find that tough or did you not?
Oh, of course it was tough.
Yeah.
It was a time where...
Was it like continuous?
Oh, it was continuous, right? Yeah. So it was at a time where society just saw anyone that was Asian to be Chinese. There was no education in different cultures. So we was always Chinese, or people go making noises that they see in films, you know, that kind of stuff. And it's only when you're older that it's becoming more open and you accept yourself more that you understand that it's just their ignorance, that's it, or it's what they've been taught from their parents or family or whatnot. So you can't blame kids for that kind of stuff. Like what people try to profile us as is not always what we are. Just because we look a certain way or was born in a certain culture doesn't mean that we fit into that culture. And that's the same with food. So some people would only eat food from where they grew up. But how do you know other food you're not gonna enjoy if you don't open your mind up to it or discover it? Like, just because that's what you've been shown from when you were young doesn't mean that it suits your body, firstly, because like some people got gluten intolerances, right? But they still eat gluten because that's just what they grew up with. But we're meant to just figure this out ourselves. Like, these are things that we have to play around with. There's so much out there. Like, there's way too much out there in the world for us to just stick to one lane. So food for me, Vietnamese food like this, that's why I like sharing it, because without sharing it, other people aren't gonna discover what I think is amazing. Whilst this is cooking, prep the herbs and all the condiments, all the garnishes that go with it. I love this. This is bean sprouts. So bean sprouts come from mung beans, and the mung bean that it comes from is usually used as part of a dessert in Asia. So we have it as a dish called jia. Jia is weird here because a lot of it is sweet beans, so like mung bean or kidney beans or butter beans, but in a sweet form. And a lot of my friends here find it very odd to eat a bean that is not savory as a dessert. I think it's banging, but a lot of people here find it very odd to transition their mind, yeah. And then we have coriander, sawtooth coriander. I feel like I've still got the coriander taste, but a bit more woody. Thai basil, Asian basil. It's a dish of customization. You know, you might like more coriander, so you put more in your one. Growing up in a Vietnamese household, there's no choice. You know, like, sometimes I used to go to like my friend's house and their mums made something. For example, like, I still like this actually, smiley faces and turkey twizzlers, right? If they didn't want it, no, it's not Vietnamese, they're not Vietnamese.
I was going to say, that's good.
No, they're not Vietnamese. But I enjoy that sometimes because at home, growing up, I only had Vietnamese food. But if they didn't want that, they'll tell their mum and their mum would make something different. If I went home and tried to tell my mum, I don't want rice today and I don't want this, she would have slapped me. I have to eat it.
Why?
It's a traditional thing where it's a respect thing. It's also your parents are providing for you. Your mum has spent the time to make the food and what she's made. So it's massively respectful. I'm not gonna turn around and say, no, I'm not eating that today. Otherwise, I end up not eating. It's not possible to do that. So spring onion is always a good choice as well. You can cut it on a straight if you want, you can cut it thinner, thicker. So Camden Market gave me a space for learning the market, understanding what people would enjoy, what they might not enjoy. Because some of the things that we have in Vietnam, I don't know if you can bring it to like an open market. One of the things you can have for breakfast there is like a pork congee, but it has everything of the pig. Some of the meat from the stomach, the intestines, and then you have the ear, you have the nose, all the offcuts of the pork, right? In a bowl of congee for breakfast. Can you imagine if I gave that to you? I was forced to eat everything when we was younger, just because my parents came over here, they didn't have as much money, we didn't have the openness to pick and choose everything that we could eat or the quality of things and whatnot. So even like my mum would like boil cabbage or broccoli for us to eat, and that water was for us to drink a bowl of it. She'll give us like a rice bowl of broccoli water or cabbage water. We're like, why are we drinking this? This is painful. Tradition is good. Tradition is great. It's good to understand tradition. But you're telling me something that's been made 300, 400, 500 years ago can no longer be improved in any way. That's impossible. Listen, when people are snobby about something, it annoys me. What, you're telling me the carbonara can't be improved? Or was it a cacio e pepe, which is like cheese and black pepper? You're telling me you can't improve that dish? Like, I cook that, say I make either of them pasta dishes, I always put onion and garlic and I think that makes it taste better. But that is meant to be blasphemy. Garlic makes it. Do you know what? Saying that though, this is one dish that doesn't have garlic. So all this has to come out. This is the easiest thing, right? You see how easy that is?
Yeah. Or rather than like scooping it out.
Rather than scooping out seed by seed. That's impossible, man. I found a space now where I enjoy food a lot more, and I enjoy being with people, cooking with people, and eating with friends, family, or strangers. Because one of the things I say is that even like if you put 2, 3, 4 people in a room that don't like each other, and you put down some banging food in front of them, after 5 minutes, when they start eating, they're gonna have a conversation together and they're gonna talk. It's gonna create a conversation of some sort, always. And even if you don't speak the same language as them, there's a way that you can communicate somehow. You'll figure it out. Make sure you don't burn yourself taking this out or lose any of the stock. So you want to leave it to cool down a little bit, otherwise you'll burn yourself. When I went to like my English friend's house to eat dinner, and their mum put a plate in front of me with, you know, spaghetti bolognese or whatever they're making for me on that day, and that was my portion, and that's everything I'm eating. It was very different to what I was used to at home, where we pick and we have to have a little bit of everything, and what we enjoy more we have more of, but we learn to portion for ourselves rather than the person cooking tells us this is how much you're going to eat and you need to finish it. My little sister's a good cook though. My older sister's horrendous at cooking. Man, some of the things that she tries to make, if we eat and we're like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? She's very career focused and driven, so she's an accountant, but she's all about her books and reading and stuff, and she just eats at a desk. You know, like people that work in the office that sit at a desk and just eat whatever needs to be eaten. That's the way she was. But me and my younger sister enjoy the food more. We like trying different things, eating different things.
It's more of a creative brain.
It's a very creative brain, yeah. You have to think of things in a different way. And so you want to take, you see how juicy it is? So I'm just going to cut all the pieces off separately, and then I'll break it down after. So that's the breast. You've got the leg. Yeah, I would eat the skin. Alright, the leg I'm going to put in quickly. And that's it. So this carcass, don't get rid of it. Put it back in. The carcass now you can leave for like an hour, 2 hours, whatever you want from there, right? Because, well, the chicken breast you want to slice. You can slice it how you like, depending what you, but always a sharp knife. Yeah. So you can leave the breast separate to the leg and the thigh, because you got white meat and brown meat, different flavour, different amounts of fat. I like having a bit of both. The wings I keep it whole, and I just munch like that. You can shred it or you can cut it, makes no difference. It's going into the soup, you don't have to be neat with this, so no worries, but you don't want anything to be too chunky. I'm getting hungry as well. So these are rice noodles, flat rice noodles. So in Pho, this is the only noodle you can use.
The only noodle?
The only type of noodle you can use. You can use, I can't remember what size this is. This is like 5mm wide, but you can get some that are 2mm, so thinner. You can get wider, 8, 10. But the easiest way to cook this, the most consistent, is you soak it in water, cold water, for like 2 hours, and then all you need to do, this is the kind of stuff I like doing, you know, it's like pulling from underneath random things. Yeah, so you can have boiling hot water and you can pour over the noodles. So normally if you boil this in a pot, you can overcook it, you can cook the outside and maybe not the inside. But essentially you want this to be cooked so it's got a little chew and a little bite. But in hot water like this, if you just pour it in, leave it for 1 minute, and you can strain it out and you're done. All right, after 1 minute, you have a sieve or colander, you can strain it out. I don't currently have one. You always have to make do with what you have, right? So you start off with the noodles. I'm making 1 bowl for me and 1 bowl for you. You can have a nice bowl of noodles. So this is where you just build. So your base is always the noodles. And then you have your chicken. So I like to plate it in a certain way. So some people like more breast, some people like more thighs, some people like no skin. So up to you what you do. I like a bit of both. So I like a bit of chicken breast and a bit of chicken thigh. All the skin, all the good bits, no wastage. The wing is the extra on the side for you. And then bean sprouts. A little bit of bean sprouts. And then the onion. So spring onion. Okay, this is where you put the broth on first and then you put the herbs after, unless you want the herbs to be cooked into it as well. All right.
This is the moment. This is the
Yeah, this is my ladle.
Cool.
This is the point here. And this is one thing that I was never allowed to waste because of the amount of time and work that goes into the stock. At the end of my meal, I could not leave any behind, otherwise I'll get in trouble.
Are you allowed to pick one up and drink from it, or is that
Oh, you can. Well, if we're at home.
Yeah.
Do you know what, in Asia, right?
it's possible?
In Asia, if you eat noodles in some countries and you don't slurp, it's seen as rude.
Yeah.
But here, if you slurp, it's seen as rude. So it's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
And now you can build all your herbs. So a little bit of everything. I like ripping it up. You can have it whole if you like. So a bit of sawtooth coriander. Some coriander ripped up. Here.
Yeah, it's the kind of dish I would just like load up with that coriander.
With loads, yeah. And then you want to rip off some Asian basil as well.
With ripping, it's not, you don't, it's not pre-chopped before. you
Nah, everything is rough and rustic. It's gonna taste good. And also, if you like chop, you can bruise your herbs if you don't have a sharp knife. And like this, you get a variety of some smaller leaves, some bigger leaves, a bit of taste here. So it varies from side to side. Then important is fried shallots. If you can, make them yourself. Oh man, fried shallots. As soon as the oil hits the stock, it will change the flavor. Then you get a different flavor profile as well, and it gives you texture. So fried shallots, I like a lot of it.
A lot of shallot.
Yeah, even more than that usually. Do you want any chili?
Yeah.
You want
I like spice.
Okay.
I want spice.
You have a little chili, and then lime. Obviously, you don't cut your lime like this, yeah? Cut them into wedges. Squeeze a lime. As much lime as you like. Remember, like, it's just to your own flavor palette and what you like. If you want some sriracha,
Add it spice.
yeah, a little sriracha.
It's like a good sriracha.
It's quite nice, huh? And that's it. Now we're done. And then you have a mix up, you have a little taste,
Yeah.
and then you see whether you want anything more.
And what's let's just dig in, shall we?
Go on.
Right.
And then you have a taste and see what you want to add in.
And you got to finish this, right? Because you said it's disrespectful if I leave it.
You have to finish it, yeah.
That's quite a lot of broth there to get through.
Listen, you have no choice. So enjoy yourself. And then if you want more lime, if you want more sriracha, healthy,
warm.
Yeah, for the winter. I think
This
it's
is a
great.
winter dish, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a proper winter dish. I think like the thing is, right, in Vietnam they'll eat this 35 degrees in the morning.
That is spicy, actually.
Yeah.
You loaded that up with sriracha,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Listen, you
I
said
think
spicy.
I went straight for the chilies. as
You
well.
went straight for the chili. I missed the chilies out.
Yeah.
So yeah, all good.
Nice. Well, thanks for showing me how to make pho. And,
And I'll be here next time when you make it.
yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah, maybe we'll do the exact same thing, but we'll switch it
But
around.
you make it and then
and
I'll
it'll
eat.
and I'll wash my chicken as well. You kind of just want to sit in silence and just like,
Yeah.
just nosh it down for like an hour.
I don't think you can sit, eat this and talk at the same time.
You can't, it doesn't work, does
No,
it?
it doesn't work.
Look like a proud dad in the background.
I feel a bit weird actually sitting in the back. Then yeah, sriracha's there. If you want this chicken, then the herbs are there. Bean sprouts, haven't
Got like broth down my face.
You like that waiter that doesn't leave? You like the waiter that just doesn't leave? You know, they
Yeah,
sit down
when
with
you're
you.
looking
just like-
over.
Yeah.
You know, like when you got a mouthful of
Nice.
food and they're like, is everything all right?
Yeah.
Pho, exactly.
I
You said pho. It is. That's what it is. Pho.
Yes.
There's a language in there.
Oh, I've got one.
Waiter's still here. He's not leaving.
Just overlooking her.